What is up, you guys? It is your boy Jan here from Puma Plow. Welcome back to another Farming Simulator 19 video. Here, of course, on the farms of Madison County, and of course we are on the PC. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. How's it going? Welcome to, oh, yep, that's what I was wondering. I was just wondering, I'm like, I wonder if my create new field's on or not. Of course it's not on. Why would it be? I'm only trying to record, you know, a YouTube video, right? All right, cool. All right, so guys, today is the plowing. We are plowing this Mondo field. I have harvested all the fields up here via Twitch live stream. So that is all done and taken care of. It has been uploaded as episodes as well. So if you guys want to see it all, it is there. It is there for sure. But today is plowing day. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. By the way, I'm not going to touch these terraces. I'm probably going to regret saying that, but I'm going to let them go for now. But welcome to plowing day, guys. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Making a monster is also what we are accomplishing today, guys. We're going to make a monster field. We're doing it right now, guys. All right. Like I was saying, over on the Twitch side, we got a lot of work done. And actually what I did as of recording this yesterday, I organized for like 2 hours on stream. Pretty much everything except for this tractor. I want to say pretty much, not everything, but pretty much everything but this tractor is parked in a shed, or, you know, kind of what I would just describe as put away. All right, I would definitely describe as put away. So it's so nice. And then actually after stream last night, I got on here for probably another, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour, and like cleaned up the southern farm as well, because the southern farm still had some issues with it. So we went ahead and cleaned that up as well. So we're all cleaned up and organized. We'll probably get to see at least some of it in this video, but yeah, it was quite a process, not gonna lie. Or I should say we've harvested most of these fields up here. There are some skippers here and there, and I'm not worried about them at all. So there's that. As far as this series, guys, I know I've been kicking around the idea of just exclusively going to Twitch with this one, but my official decision on that is I really do enjoy talking to in the comment section. However, just because I make a live stream on those maps doesn't mean I still can't talk to the comment section on YouTube. I'm going to start before I stream this map. I will start looking at the YouTube comments before I go live, and then I will address them in the first couple minutes of you know, the live stream. So I think that'll be a good way to go at it. But what I will say is I will continue to make these 20-minute videos, 20 to 30-minute videos from the map. It's kind of like a check-in, like, hey, you know, if you don't want to take the time, or you can't take the time to watch the big long live stream, hey, this is what we did. This is what we accomplished. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, I guess. And I guess I'll continue to do the same thing with the flat map for right now as well. I just don't want to, like, you know, ditch out mid-series. I want to actually finish some maps up. I tend to ditch out mid-series a lot. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna finish these maps up. So a lot of you guys, I know there were a couple comments in the last one saying like run it out. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And yes, the monotonous task of, like, you know, hauling cotton bales, yeah, that's great for Twitch. That's horrible to watch in a YouTube video. So that's exactly what I'm not going to put in a YouTube video. So next live stream I do, I'm actually going to be hauling cotton bales, not going to lie. Or next live stream I do from this map. The other thing I'm thinking about doing with this map is, it seems like multiplayer is a little burned right now. There's not been a lot of good maps to go play in multiplayer, and yes, this one would be a fantastic map to start in multiplayer. And actually, this map, to me, if you had the right group of people, this map right here would be a fantastic multi-farm map as well, not just one farm, you know, for all for one and one for all. This would be an awesome multi-farm map because you have so many different homesteads. You have so many different big fields. I mean, it's obviously it's a 4X map. It would just work out quite well, but we're not really into doing that. Plus it seems like multiplayer, people are just kind of burnt on it right now. At least in my, crew that plays multiplayer with me. So what I'm actually probably going to do, one of two things. One is I'm going to stream this map on Saturdays for a little while. Or we need some landscaping in there, don't we? Yeah. Or the other thing is maybe start a brand new map, because Welker Farms, I will say I'm done with it. Like I'm done. Especially after the other day with the whole seasons thing, and it took all of our hay, and I'm just kind of done with that map. So it's unfortunate because I do like that map. I can't tell if I'm actually doing anything or not. I can't see my money up here. I mean, I am spending money at an alarming rate, so maybe we're schmoothing her a little. That's okay. Yeah, we need some up here too. You can see it's kind of dodgy through here. And there I can tell I'm doing something. So yeah, lots of landscaping today, guys. Lots of plowing. Probably not too much landscaping. Hopefully not too much landscaping. We're going to have to do some here and there and yonder, of course. In fact, we might as well just, do some of this between the fields kind of thing here. I don't remember this one being bad though when I was harvesting for the sugar beets. So this is pretty good here. And up this way, it's gonna need, probably have to do each side on this one because that's a bit of a ditch through there. So our tractor looks so small from this angle, doesn't it? We'll have to do some more landscaping here. That's okay. I'm just holding that center mouse button down, or my scroll wheel. The smoothing tool, best tool that they've invented. I just wish they had a even faster, like stronger brush strength of 3 is just not enough sometimes, or really ever. When it comes to the smoothing tool, brush strength of 3 is just not enough, guys. It needs to be more. The other thing I want to get back into on this map is cutting trees down. Knowing that my buddy Matt has cut down over 11,000 trees now makes me want to cut down trees. I've cut down over 2,000, and it's just hard for me to imagine 11,000 trees missing from this map. But the amount of money he's making off that, holy Hannah Montana. I have harvested all the cotton on the whole map now. Anything I had planted in cotton, any field I bought that was planted in cotton, all of it has been harvested. And I need to clean that up like next week during day stream. Problem is next week during day stream, the problem I gotta start taking down Christmas lights, y'all. It's that time. I'm actually, as of right now, so this video comes out on Saturday. I think Saturday is going to be the last night. Normally I go to Sunday, like make a Sunday the last night of the show. But with the weather that we have coming, I think Sunday is going to be the last, or sorry, Saturday is going to be the last day of the lights, last night of the lights. So expect an Instagram post from me like, hey, last night or something. I mean, it's time. It'll be January. Right now it's the 3rd, so it's the 4th for you guys. It'll be the 4th. It'll be the last night I have them on. I'm fine with that. If it were up to me, I'd leave them on for another month or so, but that's not realistic. I think my neighbors would riot. They're done with it. You can just tell. 2 days after Christmas, most of my neighbors took all their lights down. Or like that weekend. That weekend after Christmas, most of my neighbors took their lights down. I think the lady directly across the street, she still has some lights up. But I think that's about it. So it's like, okay, it's time. Although I will tell you guys, like the other day I was in my living room at night for like an hour, and there were tons and tons and tons of people still driving by, checking out the lights. So it's still really cool that people are still doing that. But at a certain point you have to just turn them off and start putting them away. And if you really stop and think about it, every day they're out there, your chance of theft is just that much more. So I don't want to get my Christmas lights stolen or extension cords or anything like that. I do have security cameras out there, so if anything happens, I can see it, or I will have evidence and proof, and stuff like that. I have security cameras. At least one of my neighbors does, if not, well, actually I know that 2 have cameras, so not going to tell you which house obviously, but I know 2 of the people near me on my street have cameras as well. Plus I think a couple, yeah, I know there's other houses that have cameras too, so you know, I'm not inviting anybody over to like steal lights or anything, but like, you know, if you're gonna do it, we're gonna get you. Anyway, so yeah, your risk of theft goes up obviously every day that you have lights sitting out there, because you know somebody's gonna get a bad idea, and yeah, there's that, right? So it's a whole thing, but I would like to get them cleaned up before we have any issues. Plus, the more time you have them out there, the more weather takes effect on your lights and stuff like that. You know, that stuff's only designed to be outside for so many days. Honestly, it's really only designed for so many days. So the fewer days you have it outside, the better. So I know I started like a month before I turned them on, putting them out, but taking them down will only be a couple day process. Which actually brings me to the Tuesday day stream next week, which would be Tuesday the 7th. Not gonna happen. I will be outside working on lights that day. So I'm really looking forward to a couple things here happening. Getting Christmas lights. Okay, first it was, you know, putting Christmas lights up. Then it was like Christmas. Well, actually it was putting lights up Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Well, actually, we can go back farther than that. It's like things that have been, I don't want to say interruptions, but distractions maybe from me, like doing my own thing here, you know, with Puma Plow and whatnot. So we can go back and we can say Pumpkin Day, Halloween, putting lights up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and now, well, and New Year's was in there too, 'cause we had some family time for Christmas and New Year's, which was awesome and great and everything. And then it's like, okay, that was New Year's as well. We had a lot of family time on New Year's. And now it's like, okay, got to get Christmas lights down. I got to get moved to my garage because I'm moving my whole setup to the garage for probably a couple months here. I need to do at least one 24-hour stream. And I just can't do that in my house because of heat and noise and all that good stuff. So if I move out there, it's a lot cooler out there. I can make as much noise as I want. Nobody can hear me. That kind of stuff. So I'll be moving back to my garage. So we've been working out there on stuff, you know, building a little room out there, whatnot. Anyway, getting my lights down is the next like distraction. And it's just a lot, you know, there's just stuff. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting through the stuff so I can get back into a better schedule as far as, you know, actually posting videos, unlike this past week where I just didn't have anything to post that wasn't a live stream. Because I would working on stuff during the day and just, hey, I'm going to bed at, you know, midnight, which doesn't happen for me ever. I've made the decision this past week to go to bed at a reasonable hour. You know, it's very strange. I know. What was the other thing? Yeah, just getting done with everything, getting Christmas lights put up, you know, getting those all done. Only going to take me a couple of days, but, it's a lot of work in those couple of days. Let me tell you. The worst part is probably taking up like the deer and the trees and stuff, because they all have like really big stakes in the ground and you have to pull those out, and it's kind of a lot of in, you know. Oh, it reminds me, I gotta go buy a post puller this weekend. We used to use the post puller for my dad's work, but last year I think one of their employees stole it or something, or somebody stole it out of dad's truck. Because we use the post puller. We have a couple posts that we use it for. It's mostly for the big arch by the driveway, because that's 3/4 inch rebar in the ground about 4 feet. And well, I can't pull that by hand, I'm not gonna lie. And so a post puller is fantastic for that, like a T-post puller, you know. And yeah, so last year we used it. I know for a fact that when I got done with it, I put it in dad's truck. And then like 6 months later at his job, they're like, hey, did you ever bring that post puller back? Like somebody wanted to rent it. And he's like, yeah. And they can't find it. They can't find it. And I know for a fact it's not here. Because I put it in his truck that night, and we went to the farm right away because we took we took a whole load of stuff to the farm that night with us. And yes, I know my field edges are not perfect. I'm aware. Don't worry. We took a whole bunch of stuff to the farm. We had an enclosed trailer that night and everything. Like, we took a whole load, but it was in the back of that truck, and then it just went poof, and that was that, and that was gone. So I don't know if, you know, somebody looked in the back of the truck and stole the thing, or what, because that was that Ford truck with the camper, or the work box on the back, you know. And I'm not saying Dad always kept it locked, but he definitely did keep it locked quite a bit, because, you know, he got stuff in there, it's worth some money, so might as well keep it locked up, right? And so I don't know what happened to it. They blame me where Dad works. I know for a fact I put it in his truck. I know for a fact I did. It's not at the farm anywhere, especially we would have seen it, you know, with all the flood prep and everything like that. Flood prep and recovery, we definitely would have found it by now. It's not there. It's not there at all. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny, but I got to go buy one, because otherwise those posts are just going to stay. Now, if we were at the farm, we'd hook up like the 3-point hitch on the 995 and, you know, pull the world out if we needed to, which we've done before with things. We actually one time, probably shouldn't admit to this on the internet, but I'm going to, you know, like where you have power lines on one side of the road, but it makes, well, I'll just say, okay, out by the highway by the farm there, the power lines made like a right-hand turn. Okay, trying to I'll just push this bill wherever it ends up. That's fine. The power lines kind of curve with the road to the right, we'll say. And so you had like guide wires going over the road to a pole and then down to the ground. Okay, well, somebody ran off the road years ago and just wiped that pole off the face of the earth. The guide pole, not the actual like main pole. So for some reason, our power company down there, instead of replacing the pole, they came out and put a cone by it. Is all they ever did. And I mean, we're talking 6 or 8 months. This was just a cone. It was just a cone sitting there. Okay, like I said, for like 6 or 8 months. And finally, we kind of got fed up with it. It's like, okay, you guys are not doing anything with this. It was quite the hazard for mowing, because that telephone pole was still sticking out of the ground slightly, like what the guy didn't shear off. And then the guide like anchor in the ground was still sticking out of the ground. Well, we'd go out there and mow, or, you know, when the state would even come by and mow or whatever. And I never hit it. I know the state hit it at least once. So we got kind of fed up with it. And we took matters into our own hands, basically. We probably shouldn't have, but we did. And yeah, we went out there and pulled that guide pole with the 3-point hitch on the tractor. I believe it's actually in an On the Farm video. In fact, I know it is one of those videos I used to make for my farm. It's totally in there. I'm on the tractor running that, and then my dad and my brother-in-law were there. And we, you know, dug down a little bit, wrapped the chain around that sucker twice, and yanked on it. We got that sucker out. And then the guide, we tried that, but that thing was really in the ground. So we actually dug down and cut that off with a cutoff wheel on our cordless grinder. Because our power company was never going to replace it, apparently. And I think somebody was just basically told Dad, like, just do whatever you want with it, because they don't care. So, yeah, probably shouldn't have shown that on the internet, but nobody ever said nothing. And it was the last of the guide poles. And the wire was never tight going across the road anyway. Like, it was totally unnecessary where it was at or in anything. So totally unnecessary, but it was kind of a whole thing to go out there and rip that sucker down. And yeah, it was a whole thing, but everybody kind of got tired of seeing it. So it's like, hey, let's just go clean that up. That's the kind of people we are, you know? It's like maintaining around our electric poles that come into the farm. Technically, that's not our property for like 99% of the poles that come to our property there, you know. They're not on our land, but we go out there and maintain around them because, well, we used to not do that. and the farmers obviously wouldn't maintain around them. And so what ended up happening is there was this giant mulberry bush that had grown up on one of the poles. And when we decided, like, it was up in the power lines, you know, and it's like, okay, that's just going to cause an interruption in service to us, because we were the only ones on that line. Basically, the line dead ends at our farm, you know. And so obviously nobody cares to maintain around those poles and everything. So we took matters in our own hand and we went and cut that sucker down. But it was like a 10-inch stump when we got done with it. Like, it was massive. That's actually, fun fact, it was the middle of winter. It was cold as cold can be, basically. It was terrible. And well, I should have done this in high-speed mode, by the way. I didn't estimate how much plowing there would be to do here. I thought I'd get this all done in one video, but apparently that's not going to happen. I won't bore you guys with another plowing video. I'll do it on Twitch. But yeah, so a fun story. We cut all that mulberry bush down, all the other crap that was growing there, and about 4 or 5 feet from the telephone pole, we started a fire. We wanted to burn on the stump, actually, for the mulberry to kill it. Because the first time we cut it down, it did kind of come back, because we cut it down, let the stuff dry, and went back out there a couple weeks later to burn it. And well, I guess it didn't come back out because it was middle of the winter anyway. We go back out there, we burn it, right? We had a pretty decent little fire going. It wasn't a huge fire, it was little. And all of a sudden there was a gust of wind. Now keep in mind, I said it was cold. So when it's cold and you have a fire, you tend to stand maybe a little bit closer than you should, because you enjoy the heat from said fire. Well, yeah, there was a little gust of wind, and next thing I know, I'm like, what is that smell? Yeah, it was my beard. My beard had burned off. I wouldn't say I got flame up on me like that, but definitely enough heat to like cook it. Like, it turned white, and I started hitting my beard, obviously, because I thought it was on fire at first. And so I started hitting my beard like aggressively, and it's just falling off. So needless to say, for the rest of the day, I had to deal with a god-awful smell, because burnt hair just smells horrible. I had to deal with that. And then as soon as I got home that night, I was like, straight to the bathroom and trim the beard super short to get rid of all the damage. And oh, it was terrible. It smelled so bad. But that's burnt hair for you. It's horrible. So it was kind of funny looking back on that story. I thought it was amusing. Obviously, when it happened, I didn't think it was funny at all. But looking back on it, it was actually kind of amusing. So there's that. We're going to come back for those spots. I'm trying to get around the edge here. You know, quote unquote edge. I know we're in the middle of the field right now, but like I said, I didn't expect this to take so long just plowing here, but hey, it's been story time with your boy. Anyway, next week, guys, like I said, the Tuesday stream is probably not going to happen for daytime wise. Just because working on Christmas lights, I got to get those put away. Which I'm probably going to do, like, start on Sunday, have my dad help me like wind up all the cords, because that's nice to have an extra set of hands for that, even if like I just unplug. Basically what we do is we just go through and like unplug stuff and start winding cords. If I can just hand them to him and he can like manage them and, you know, put them in bins and stuff, like that's just even having a second set of hands to do a very minor task, like, you know, just take them, just here, go to bins with said lights or with cords. It's nice to have another set of hands. But so I think I'm going to make him help me for like an hour or something and try to get all the cords lined up as fast as possible. It takes 2 days to plug everything in, fun fact, and we'll have all the cords put away in probably 2 hours. You know, it's funny because like I know what I can put up in a day, or what I've had, you know, normally would put up in a day, which a good day work when I'm first starting out would be like gutters, windows, garage door, front door, maybe some lights on like the bushes, let's say. That would be like put lights on the front bushes. That would be like a good day, because, you know, you're up and down the ladder a billion times doing the gutter lights, and window lights, and you got to make sure everything works, and you got to find the certain strands, because I do have certain strands that are for, obviously my gutters have icicles, and my window lights, there's certain strands that go on certain windows, because some strands are longer, some strands are shorter. There's certain bulb shapes and designs and stuff, like they're all, but it's very particular how I do my windows, because I want them to look good. So it can be a task. Whoa, easy. It can be a task to just find and plug stuff in and make sure everything's working. When I bring home my lights, I just have all these bins in my backyard full of lights, and it's like, all right, so you got to start going through this stuff and figure out what's what, and if it works, and if it doesn't, then okay, I need to go buy this new, and it's kind of a whole thing, honestly. So yeah, that's like a good day work. I can have all that down in like 10 minutes. It's like 6-7 hours to put it up. I can have it down in 10 minutes, put away in the bins, boom, gone. It's kind of depressing when you really stop and think, like, how much time did that take me to put up, and how little time did that take me to put it all down. Especially this year, I had my niece, nephew, and my brother over the day we did the gutters, so that took about 3 times as long as it should have, just because they were helping. I was trying to teach them, and it was one of those things. It's like, all right, productivity is going to go out the window today. I understand that. I am fine with that. Productivity does not exist when you have youngins to come help, but I think they learned a lot. It was fun. It was a good day. Just not productive at all. But hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It happens. All right, so we're not even okay. I'm gonna think we're gonna end over the shed, and then I'm gonna teleport down, or I'll drive down real fast to the farm up here. I want to show you guys how organized it was. I want to capture this before I mess it up. It's what I'm basically getting at here. I want to capture how organized that farm is over there before I mess it all up. And then I'll get back to the plowing process off stream, and I kind of think I want to cut down all those trees up there, because they could potentially cause problems. Courseplay driver. Courseplay driver should stay in the field. I kind of like the road trees. It looks decent, but I don't know. We'll see. And then hopefully coming up here, guys, week after the next week, I want to log. I really want to log on this map. I'm itching for the login. I'm just saying, I am itching for it. So one of these days, guys, one of these days. The other thing I want to do is set up and make a whole bunch of pig food before we have pigs. I want to set up and make a bunch of pig food before we have pigs, because I can store it, so no big deal. Because I'm learning what the cows like. It's kind of annoying trying to fill them up when you have cows. I have 100 cows. I actually want to increase by 100. I want to go to 200 cows, and that'll give us room for 50 to breed. I think it holds 250, right? I think. Let me look. Pretty sure that's our number. 200. Okay, so I want to go to 150, give us room for 50 to breed in, and then kind of the same thing on the pigs. I want to go to 250 on the pigs, and my sheep I'm not worried about right now. They're kind of just annoying more than anything, my sheep are, so there's that. But yeah, so have like 50 less than the paddock can hold. I want to make a bunch of food, like I said, and kind of go from there. Once I get the food made up, then we can rock. So I'll have to check my storage, see what I have, and then see what I need to plant for the rest of their food, because I have root crop now after harvesting root crop up here. I have potatoes and sugar beets actually both in storage. Here's some of the organization stuff's put away. This stuff didn't get clean because I don't have a pressure washer up here, and I don't feel like putting one in, so there's that. And speaking of root crop, I think I'm just gonna plow a bunch of these fields, like cultivate it in, because I don't think I need it. Maybe that field, that'd be an easy one to, of course, play the tipper field 70 there, but like some of these other fields, I just don't know if I'll harvest. But I want to cut all these trees down, or you know what, that's the question for you guys. I should have asked it earlier in the video, like, should we take the time and like, just because I'm into this map, okay, and I know a bunch of you guys are as well, especially if you're still watching this far in the video. Hi Rob, But like, you know, should we fully customize the rest of the map? Like cut down? Yes. Basically what my buddy Matt has done. I believe he has cut that entire forest down. So that of course is going to help your numbers of trees cut down for sure. So that's kind of what I'm looking at like now. It's like, okay, and then even over like on this side of the map, which I haven't even been on these fields yet over here, like 92, 3, 4, whatever. I haven't even been to those fields yet. But, you know, do we want to fully customize and just make like giant mondo fields where we can? Because I'm kind of cool with that. I'm not going to lie. You know, I've been working on this one for a while, but there hasn't been a tree I've had to cut down. So some of those other ones are going to take a lot more time to cut down all the trees, but that's okay. We do have money. We have just over 5 mil. So yeah, so we start here guys with cultivators. They're not really putting sheds obviously, but as good as I can do. We don't have a lot of big sheds. Plus the cedar, same thing. We did get our combines put away. There's a tipper there. This shed on the right here is full between like hay equipment, so like the mower, the tedder, the rake, and then my 2 semi trailers, my semi, a fertilizer spreader I brought up from the south farm because I don't need 4 of them sitting down there that I'm not going to use. Auger wagon sitting out for right now. That shed's kind of open, just the Great Plains in there, but we'll put some more stuff in there eventually, I'm sure, like this, you know, disc I'm using. And then guys, I dug through my mods and I found this giant mondo shed. So we went ahead and put I put this in on a stream the other day. I was asking people where I should put it, and it just seemed to work. Pressure washer so we can clean things. Obviously I missed that trailer. Got 2 tractors and trailers there, and then our corn heads and our bean heads here, and then nothing in these 2 bays yet. This would actually be good semi-storage because it's nice and long. So this bin was kind of I don't want to say an after, or this building I should say, not bin. The building was a little bit of like an afterthought because I already had most of the equipment put away before I put this here. I have gotten rid of all the header carts for this farm because I just don't need them. Oh, I forgot. I'm in the process of picking up hay again over there. Forgot about that, but I've added all this gravel back here, added a gravel road to get over to my hay field. And I really like what I've done back here. It's nice. I could probably do some landscaping back here to, you know, smooth the contour, but that's okay. And then I guess this farm's pretty well. We'll need to get some manure handling equipment eventually, which we have room for in the shed, or that shed there. This farm's pretty well set up now, and I shouldn't have to do anything else to the shed on it, or this farm, honestly. So yeah, this farm's pretty well set and ready to go. So there we go. The next thing as far as like farm homesteady kind of thing would be this farm here. We'll have to work on hauling everything we need for our pigs here. I don't know if that's a grain bin that I've put in or if that's a stock grain bin. I think it might be stock. I'll have to check that, but this is going to be our homestead for the pigs. So this won't need a ton of equipment here, because you're not going to need, you know, combines and stuff like that. We'll run our grain from over there. That's fine. So there is a decent shed up front. Like I said, that bin I think is an in-game bin, so we may change that out. But otherwise this farm doesn't need a ton of equipment just to look after pigs. You know, we don't need a lot here, so we'll get to that eventually and get this farm all set up and everything and get it running and all that good stuff. But for now, guys, I think we're gonna call this a video. I do appreciate you guys listening to me ramble about randomness, and appreciate you guys watching. So if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and as always, toodles.